Almost as eagerly awaited as a pint will be a haircut. You buy me, Mr. Speaker, and so we will reopen hairdressers with appropriate precautions, including the use of visors.
Hey! Yes!
Welcome.
Friday Night Live! Woo!
We're here. Welcome
The
to
haircut
Bridge.
has finally arrived. Did you like the
Hey.
video? Let us know in the comments if you enjoyed it. You've probably seen it already. I had a haircut.
Well done.
That's my highlight of the week.
amazing.
My name's Julian, by the way.
And my name's Libby. Welcome to Bridge YouTube. And you got up really early to go get your hair cut.
I was up crazy early. I was like a kid at Christmas. I was giddy as anything. Oh, it was so good.
That's amazing.
Oh,
Let us know in the
thank you,
comments.
Jesus, for haircuts.
Let us know in the comments if you managed to have a haircut yet, or whether your mum's been cutting your hair. I know a few people's mums have been trying to cut hair.
Or, like Libby, are you growing lockdown locks?
I'm just letting mine grow at the moment.
Looking more like Goldilocks every day.
I just don't think I can brace the hairdressers yet.
This porridge is too cold.
This one is just right.
I'm glad you played along. That was good.
There we go.
Hey, welcome to Faith Lives with Chilled Vibes, keeping it chilled out on a Friday night together. And we've got some exciting things coming up.
We've got some games coming up for you, which are always good fun. We've got the wonderful Julian sharing a 5 minutes of fire with us this week, which is really exciting.
I think we should kind of call it story time. It's going to be like story time with Julian.
Story time.
Yeah,
story
That's gonna
time
rock.
with Julian. That's going to be amazing. And we've got a few other bits lined up here and there for you.
Let's just go to the comments and say hello as well.
Hello.
Daniel Wall.
Yeah,
Giving
got
a
a
shout out
haircut.
to Daniel, who has had her haircut on Tuesday. In fact, I think I caught that on the Zoom last week. The guy was looking slick.
That is amazing.
And definitely feel like we're haircut buddies.
Joe Farley
Right
just
there.
said that his mum cut his hair, and now she thinks she's a pro. You'll never be able to go to the hairdressers again, Joe, because your mum will cut your hair.
Do you reckon there was a
every
moment like,
time.
do you know what? I think I could do this for a living.
Definitely.
Yeah,
My mum
one of
used
those
to do that.
moments.
My mum used to cut my sister's fringe, and it was always wonky.
My-
She's a qualified hairdresser.
My dad, like, when he was alive, was a big fan of QVC. Now, if you don't know what QVC is like an online shopping channel. It's what they had
gosh.
before Amazon. So you
Before
can,
like YouTube ads.
yeah, you can imagine like on a Saturday, or he's watching these adverts that sell you loads of rubbish. And back then, you couldn't get like clippers at home. You had to go to the barber. So he got a set of clippers, and from that day, he's insisted that he cut my hair. And the problem is he didn't know how to cut hair. He would just give me a buzz cut. So it was always like ridiculously short, and I used to hate it. One time he gave me a bowl cut. My head looked like a proper bowl. It was ridiculous.
That is amazing.
There is a photo. I won't get it for you.
But
I won't
I know-
inflict that pain on you.
If you want to see it, I'm sure if you message Julian's mum, she'd send it to you.
Yeah,
You might be able to get it for to put it on the next line.
No, I think GDPR won't allow that, so
Won't
it's all
allow
good.
it. Okay.
Yeah, so I feel your pain for those of you who have had parents who thought, do you know, I could make a career out of cutting hair. Maybe they could. Maybe they're brilliant. Joe's hair probably looks mint. Why not email us a photo as well? We could share it if you're up for doing that.
Amazing. So we're going to get heading on to our next thing.
Yes.
So we've got a few games for you, but before we do, we've got the advice deck.
Yeah, we're loving this section. So in this section, we normally get a question from you guys, whether you DM them on Instagram, whether you email them in, or ask them in person.
Yeah.
That's fine to do. So we just love to take this time where we answer any question you might have to give some advice, and it hopefully will be good and helpful advice. It won't be the answer to everything, but it might just be something that can help you a little bit in your journey. So the question we've got this evening, Libby, is for you, because last week I did the question.
Yeah, and I gave you a tough one, so I'm a bit nervous.
So I'm just going to turn our mic down a little bit. I feel like it's top end in there. The question is this. It feels like lockdown is easing,
Yeah.
but I'm a little bit nervous about meeting up with people. How can I reassure myself or be reassured, I think the person was asking.
Okay, so first of all, it's okay to be nervous about meeting again. It's okay to have some worries or some anxieties about that, because things are changing so quickly that it's okay to feel a bit nervous. What I would say is that the government are letting us do things very slowly. So if they're letting us do something, it is safe to do it, as long as you follow the guidelines. So I would say to you that maybe meeting in a group of up to 6 might be a bit much for you to start with if you're feeling a bit nervous, but maybe meeting 1 or 2 friends in the park, socially distanced, might be a good first step to get used to being around people again. Because when you've had, it's been ages.
Oh, like 12 weeks or something,
It's been like 3 months of not being able to see your friends properly. Like, it's okay to feel nervous about seeing them again because you've not spoken to them face to face in a while. And there's lots to catch up on, and yes, I'd encourage you, maybe meet up with 1 or 2 friends, or find a way to meet in a different sense with them. I'd encourage you to follow the guidelines, so if you can, stay 2 meters apart, if not, a meter, but it's a meter plus, isn't it? So take extra precautions with that. But that would be my advice for you. Is there anything you'd add?
No, I think that's very good advice, and that there's going to come a time where things do get back to normal, or some sense of what normal was, where we can hang out, we can spend time like we did before. But I think the biggest thing is to focus on relationships, focus on friendships. Actually, it has been a while since we've been able to hang out in the same way, and if you're feeling like that, everyone else is feeling like that, so don't feel nervous. Just take it slow, take it easy, ease back in to normal life, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely.
And following the guidelines, you can't go far wrong. I know there's been like flouting of rules, and there's been the Bournemouth Beach, I was going to say massacre, it wasn't a massacre, Bournemouth Beach scandal, whatever. I mean, there's all those kind of stories you might hear on Facebook and in the news. But the reality is, it's just important that you guys do the right thing and you guys take it easy. So that's
our advice.
Good advice.
If you have any questions that you want to ask for next week, just drop us a message.
See this here?
Whether you send it to our social media along the bottom.
It's that way. There we go.
Whether you email it to us, or even if you've got mine or Julian's number or on social media, feel free to message it to us if that's easier for you.
Awesomes. I love that. Let's get into the first game of the evening.
The first game of the evening. So this is my favourite game.
Do you want to introduce it to everyone? Let them know what we're doing.
We are doing the emoji code again.
Listen to the tune. Shut. I'm going to pump up the volume. You ready? Banging tune.
Amazing. Okay, so we have another theme this week. This week's theme is celebrities.
Okay, so I have not seen any of these. And as you know, it takes me forever and an age to work out the simplest emoji code.
Yeah.
This is a game that you can play along with at home. Do let us know if you work out the emoji code. Bearing in mind there's a 30-second delay on this video, so you've almost got to be faster than me and quicker than me in terms of thinking what the emoji code is, which shouldn't be too hard because it takes me forever.
I think these ones are a little bit easier than the other ones.
Go easy on me. Are you ready?
So we'll give them a go.
Right, I just need to get the thing, and then there's, so number 1.
Yep, you start at the top and work your way down.
Okay, I see. And the first one is, are you ready? It is, wow, that's a huge emoji code. That's like...
I know, it's big, sorry.
Massive. Okay, we've got a tomato and a ship. Fruit ship? Celebrity. Fruit.
A celebrity. It's a celebrity's
Fruit
name.
Cruise, tomato, Tom Cruise!
Yes!
Oh! That's really clever, I like that.
You got that one.
That was amazing.
Okay.
Did you come up with these?
No.
Oh, okay. That's
Didn't have time to come up with these ones
Tom
today.
Cruise, did you get it in the chat? Did you get it faster than me? Give me a thumbs up if you did get it quickly. And if you were like, I never would have got that, thank you, Julian, for rescuing me and working out what the emoji code is.
Emoji code.
That was great. Okay.
Okay,
next one coming up. Are you ready? It is. Okay.
This one's funny.
Oh, this is interesting. So we've got a calendar. We've got a camcorder, old-fashioned. We've got a chicane, and then we've got beer con. So we've got calendar, camera, chicken bacon.
Think of different words for each one.
Calendar, camera, chicken bacon.
Every single one of those, think of a different word.
This is going to be tricky, so you guys have got a bit of time to get this right in the comments.
If you want to clue, let me know.
Day record, day video, David, chicken bacon, David, chick, David, poultry.
Maybe think of another word for the last part.
David, chicken fry, David, chicken sizzle.
No.
David, chicken beer can. Someone's gonna have to help me out with this in the comments because this is a tricky one. David
is a very famous
Schwimmer?
person. No.
David
No. Okay, so you've got
Come on, I need a clue.
bacon.
Yeah.
What type of meat is bacon?
Pork.
Okay, yeah. So more words related to pork
Pig.
and bacon. No.
Pork. Chop.
No. Put it in a sandwich.
BLT.
No. If you you might have
sandwich bacon, sizzle bacon, bacon sarnie.
It's not bacon. It's
that clearly, I'm sorry, that is bacon.
That's not the end.
Who thinks that's bacon?
It is bacon.
David. You're gonna have to give me a clue, love. Because even in the
football.
comments they haven't got
Plays
it.
Football.
Okay. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
It is that, yeah.
Has anyone got it? It's easy. Now you've said that.
Yeah.
That's awful.
I know.
It's David Beckham.
It is David Beckham.
David Beckham.
It is. Yeah.
How'd you get the bear? That's.
It was Peckham.
That's not a
Yeah.
good one. David Beckham. Okay, have we got time for one more?
We've got a little bit of time.
We could come back to these maybe. Okay, next one up. Are you ready? Eyes down for a full house. It's this one. Okay,
This is one of my favourites.
we've got a boat. We've got the @ sign. What's the actual name of that? We've got a crown, and then we've got a sun. So we've got boat at Crownson.
You're not far off.
Canoe at Crownson.
No.
Crowns. Okay, I'm gonna go for the last name first. It's something Sun.
Yes.
Crownson.
No.
Kingson. Kingston.
But okay.
Kingston?
Now go along a bit more.
At Kingston. At Kingston. Oh! Yes! That is great. Has anyone in the comments got it?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm going to give you 5 more seconds, which is actually already gone in our time because we're in a different time zone, like 30 seconds difference. It is Rowan Atkinson.
It is, yeah.
That's rubbish.
They're great, aren't they?
That's
I love
rubbish.
these.
Oh, that's okay. We can come back to these later.
We've got a few more that we can do.
We've got
if
3
time
more
at the
left.
end.
Just give me a little thumbs up and a wave if you're loving those. They're quite creative.
Amazing. So
That is
we might come
genius.
back to those in a little bit. But before we do, we've got our 5 minutes of fire from the wonderful Julian.
Right, this is actually story time, so I need you to lock in, bring your nose right up to the screen, because I want to talk about vision. I want to talk about dreaming again. And I don't know about you, if you're a big dreamer. I love big dreams. I love dreams that feel unattainable. But there's one story in the Bible, and if you have ever been to church, you've probably heard this story. But it's the story of Joseph, the story of little Joe. And this is what it says, Genesis 37. This is the story of Jacob. The story continues, actually, with Joseph, who's 17 years old at the time. So he's a young whippersnapper, I believe the kids are, I'm definitely not saying. Helping out his brothers, and he used to herd the flocks. So his family was basically a bunch of farmers, and he would help them out with the flocks on a regular basis. So he was a little shepherd boy. And they were actually his half brothers. So he was, well, we won't talk about his father's history, but he was one with many wives, shall we say. And so these were his half brothers, and he had 12 half brothers. And they found that they were really jealous of Joseph. So his brothers used to hate and despise him. I don't know if you've got loads of brothers and sisters in your family. I am the youngest of 6. I think it's 6 I've got. I'm the youngest of 6, and the way it normally works, like the oldest one's always the most responsible, they're a bit more switched on. The parents, you know, it was the first kids, so they've kind of trained them really well, and they've trained all the rest well, I'm sure. And then the middle child kind of is, you know, sort of in between the younger one, not quite the oldest, hasn't quite got the responsibility yet, so sort of finds themselves spending a lot of time on their own. Maybe got a great imagination, maybe very versatile, knows what to do in life. And then the youngest one, I was the youngest one of 6, tends to be the joker of the family, or tends to like really like the attention, because it's kind of like the youngest, it's the baby, and all the siblings sort of take care of the baby, so they're all cooing over it. But that also means, and I can say this as the youngest, it makes us a little bit annoying, doesn't it? If you're the youngest child, put a thumbs up in the comment. You know it, that sometimes we get our own way, we're sometimes favoured over the rest, or seemingly favoured over the rest, and sometimes we get away with cheeky stuff that the others wouldn't get away with. That is the blessing of being the youngest, and I am proud of that. The problem is Joseph was the youngest, and because Joseph was the youngest of 12, he got on their nerves, like he got right up their nose. And one day, he has a dream. He has a God-given dream, and in this dream, he finds himself having a vision of his future, that when he's older, he's going to be someone who is important. Great. He's going to be somebody who's got responsibility. Great. He's going to be somebody who his brothers bow down to. Now, if you've got a vision and a dream like that, and your brothers hate you, you probably don't want to do what Joseph did next. And what Joseph did next was, he told them about the dream. And so his brothers say to him, so you're going to rule over us, you're going to boss us around. And they hated him more than ever because of his dreams and the way he talked. You see, he had a big vision and he had a big dream, but he didn't quite know how to handle that dream and vision. And the story goes on that his brothers hate him so much, they throw him down a well. Now, I have been picked on by my brothers and sisters. I'm one of 6. I know how it feels. I know that sometimes when you say things that are a bit cheeky or a bit above your pay grade, your family influence, whatever, and it can get you in trouble, can't it? If you're the youngest, you know this to be true. It can get you into trouble. But here's the thing, when you know that there's something good on your life, when you know that there's something important on your life, when you know that God has something big in mind for you, you need to be wise with it. You need to make sure that you don't go boasting about it, you don't go shout it out, but equally, don't be afraid of the things that God has put inside of your hearts. Don't be afraid of the vision that God has given you. And I just want to challenge you with this. What we can learn from Joseph's life is that you're never too young to have dreams. You're never too young to have a vision. God has put something inside every single one of us, whether you're the youngest, the middle kid, or the oldest, or you're the only child, or one of 2, whatever. God has got a vision for your life. And right now, it can be so easy for you to stick your head in the sand and think, well, the world's in a weird place right now. I don't want to think about that. I want to encourage you, start to ask God, what is the vision for your life? What is the dream for your life? And what we can learn from Joseph is, no matter how young you are, there is a vision for you, there is a dream for you, and it will take you to incredible places, but there's going to be difficulties along the way. Sometimes people are not going to like the dream that you have. Sometimes people are not going to like the vision that you have. It's going to take courage, and it's going to take holding nerves of steel to say, do you know what, I'm going to hold on to this dream, I'm going to hold on to this vision, even if it feels like I've got 12 angry brothers that are jealous of me. Like, God has put something incredible inside of you. And each week going forward from today, we're going to look at the next step of Joseph's life and what lessons we can learn. The first one is this: get a hold of a dream that's given to you by God. Get a hold of a vision for your life, and don't be afraid to own it. Don't be afraid to hold on to it, but also recognize that sometimes people might get upset. Some people might feel insecure when you dream big. They might want to knock you down, but you've got to hold on to that dream that God has given you. That's my 5 minutes of fire. Amazing. Which I believe is more like story time.
Amazing.
So what can they do, Libby? What can they do off the back of my message?
Yeah.
It's written in big bold letters right there.
So we want to really encourage you, if you've got a dream that God's placed on your heart, write it down. And if you haven't, spend some time praying and asking God what that dream is. What has He gifted you with? What has He made you good at that you can really succeed in? And write those things down, because there are dreams that God might give you that aren't necessarily for tomorrow, but they're for your future. We'll see as we go through the story of Joseph, that was just the case with him, that actually those things can happen later on. And if you write them down, it'll be a reminder for you of the things that God has spoken over you.
Love it.
Yeah.
Could you ever do that?
No.
Try it, go.
Can't do it.
Can't do it? I'll teach you when you're older. So let's move on to the second game of the evening.
Amazing.
We've got about 9 minutes left. We might actually get to go back to the emoji code. I don't know.
Exciting.
We'll see.
Cool.
Are you ready?
So the next game that we have is If You Could. So I'm going to ask Julian some questions.
Voguing. It's from the 80s.
Very cool.
Google it. Google voguing.
Voguing. Very cool. That is something
Sorry,
special.
go
on. I'm going to ask you. I've got four questions. I wasn't. I've got 4 questions to ask you. Feel free to comment in the comments if you want to contribute as well to these questions.
And what if they wanted to comment but not in the comments?
Then comment to your friends and family around you.
Fair play.
So I'm going to get these questions up for you.
Hey, play along at home. Drop a comment in. Help me out because I suck at these things.
So question number 1, I don't think they can help you with because we've got very fashionable young people. But it's if you could bring back any fashion trend, what would it be and why?
Voguing!
Would it actually be
I'd bring back voguing!
Would you actually?
Yeah, it's Madonna. Yeah, I know she's old now, but like...
I get the impression that,
Madonna rocked. No, I would... Okay, if I was going to bring back a fashion trend. Now, when you say fashion trend, does it have to be like... Because Pokemon was a trend, but that's not a fashion trend.
Not a fashion trend, like clothing. Okay. Like a clothing trend.
All right, okay. Let me tell you about something in the early noughties. 2 zeros, yeah?
Yeah.
There was something called poppers. Now, it wasn't a drug. Poppers were Adidas trousers. That's the thing.
You told me a story about this.
Poppers were like, it's normally Adidas and Kappa, which was like the equivalent to Adidas at the time. I mean, it's a terrible sports brand now. But all like the major sports brand had these things called poppers, and they were trousers with buttons, if I can get my leg up. They were trousers. There we go. And they had buttons all the way down the side, little buttons. And what you could do, like, I don't know why they had these, but if it was a hot day, you could, like, unpop all of your trousers. And some of them went up to the knee, but some of them went up, like, to the waist for some reason.
That's horrendous.
But it was, like, a huge fashion trend for, like, a year and a half. And they were ridiculously expensive. But they were so popular. But the reason I think we should bring it back is because it was hilarious to unpop somebody while they were walking along the road. And so maybe that's not a fashion trend to bring back. That's what I'd bring back.
Okay, so question 2. If you could live in any country, where would you live?
England.
Blighty.
Cool. Give me Blighty every day. I've travelled the world, Libby. I've been to the Americas. I've been to Turkey. I've been to the Asias. I've been to the Africas.
And you still come to England?
I would still come home to England. I love visiting places. I love seeing different cultures, meeting different people. But I also love that feeling when you come home and your head hits your own pillow and you can stick the kettle on and have a cup of tea in good old Blighty.
Definitely. It's
England
like,
through and through.
For all of you in Lincoln, when you see the cathedral, you know you're nearly home.
Absolutely. And actually even to the point where Lincoln... Because when you travel to different cities, there's lots of great places in the UK, but Lincoln is quite special. It is the gem. It's the jewel of the UK.
Really is. Cool, so I'm going to ask you one more question and then we've got time to go back to the emoji code.
Do it.
Is if you could choose any 2 famous people to have dinner with, who would they be?
Oh, any 2 famous people to have dinner with?
Yeah.
I would pick... Rowan Atkinson actually would be good. I think that would be a good laugh. Quite a humorous guy. And Louis Theroux, because I think that would be an interesting conversation. There'd be lots of banter, a little bit of humour, it'd be quite whimsical, and then a little bit cynical, melancholy as well. Yeah. So I think it'd be a good range. I'd enjoy that.
Amazing. Yeah. So let's head back to the emoji code.
Okay, we've got time. We've got 5 minutes left. Let's quickly go.
See if we can
finish those emojis off.
See if we can finish.
So, guys, you need to help me out because, well, you all know why. Okay, here's the next emoji code. Are you ready? We have got a bear,
Yeah.
a blonde girl.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say? A blonde girl. Is this naught something?
No.
That's not a part
No,
of it.
it's not part of it.
Bear. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Has anyone got it? Have you got it in the comments? I've just nailed it. Bear Grylls.
It is
It's
Bear
Bear Grylls. That was an easy one.
Grylls.
I love that. That's nice. Okay, 2 more. Let's see if we can crack through these quickly. What have we
Funny.
got? What is this? So we've got a wasp or a bee. We've got on, back and forth, and we've got sea or an ocean. Bear on sea. Oh, Beyonce.
Beyonce!
That's great. I like that one. Is anyone keeping up with these?
I
No?
don't know.
Okay, no comments.
Got one more.
No comments. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to give you a chance now. If you're watching at home, I'm going to give you 20 seconds to answer this. So you've got to be
Okay.
quick. You've got to be swift. It's not Taylor Swift, is it? You've got to be fast. So put comments in. What is this? I'm not even going to look at it. I'm going to give you. Is it on?
Yeah, it's on there.
I'm going to give you. I'm going to count to 5, and then I'm going to look and guess, and you've got to try and beat me. You ready?
Okay.
5, 4. 4? 5, 4. How'd you count? What are numbers? 3, 2, 1. Okay, you're racing against me now. I'm going to look. You've got to get it faster than me.
Okay.
All right, we've got a key. We've got a lorry, and we've got a pig. So I'm going to say that this is Key Lorry Pig.
No. What celebrity is called Key Lorry Pig?
Key Van Pig. Key Van Pork. Kevin.
Oh, Toby's got it.
Don't tell me, don't tell me.
Toby's
Let's see
got
if we
it.
can
Toby
beat
beat you.
it. Kevin. Ah. Okay, my uncle in America has barbecues with this guy. He knows him. It's Kevin Bacon.
It is Kevin Bacon, and Toby got it.
I don't
before
know him.
you.
He never invites me because celebrities. It's Kevin Bacon. That is amazing.
So there we go.
Well done, Toby.
Toby beat it.
And your prize is, are you ready? Drum roll. A clap. Hey, Toby beat me. Woo!
Amazing. So we're
That
going to
was
just
awesome.
round up to our last
good.
words. So there's just a few things to let you know about.
FYI.
We have Sunday online on Bridge Church.
And we've
which-
got a special guest this Sunday as well,
Do
which is going to be
we?
amazing. I've just finished editing it today. It's going to be looking mint.
That is exciting. So we've got that on Sunday.
Well worth shooting in, 11 a.m. on Sunday.
Yeah.
We are Bridge Lincoln.
Definitely. And then on Tuesday, we have our Zoom Connect, which is different this week because we have got a special guest joining us. And we are being joined by some people in one of our youth group friends,
Sorry.
which is exciting.
That's good.
You just distracted
I
everyone.
was just
from what
telling him my
saying.
mind has been blown.
Yeah. So we're having, we've got some
Good.
friends joining us, and we're going to have some fun and answer some questions and have a few conversations. So that's going to be really
I
fun.
love that. What are you talking about?
We are talking about Holy Spirit-led invitation.
Now, what do they do if someone's watching and they are a young person aged between 12 and 17
Yep.
that do want to take part in the Zoom?
Yep.
How would they do that?
You need to head over to our social media and message us, and then we can let you know what you need to do
Boom.
from that point on. But also, I'd really encourage you to come along on Tuesday because after the session, I'm going to ask all of you guys to hang around so I can let you know some stuff, which is exciting. You don't want to miss what I've got to tell you.
Is this to do with...
This is to do with summer.
It's to do with summer. Is it to do with going beyond the screen? And
It might be.
okay, I won't say any more.
It might be. So make sure you're there on Tuesday
great.
so we can let you know what's going on. Awesome. And is there anything else to let them know about? I think that's all.
I think that's everything. There was something else I feel like I was supposed to say, but I don't know what it was.
I don't know either.
Nah, I have to save it.
No, so that's all we've got
Should
to
write
tell
them
you
down,
for
really.
now. But make sure you're there on Tuesday and tune in on Sunday. I always have prayer on Wednesday that you're more than
Just
welcome
there's
to join
loads
in
of
as
stuff
well.
going on. Go on
There's
to
loads.
wearebridge.org. You'll find it all. It'd
Exactly.
be awesome. Hey, you guys have been amazing. Thanks for playing along. Thanks for helping me out in those sticky moments in life.
And Toby totally beat you.
Toby did an amazing job. Don't forget as well, take time this week to pray, to ask God, like, what's the vision for my life? You might be 12, you might be 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. See where I'm going with this? Take a moment to actually write down what is it that God has for my life. You might not know specifically, but you might get a sense of direction. and dream big, and don't be afraid to hold on to the dreams that God has given
Yeah.
you. We love you guys. We miss you.
Hopefully it won't be too long till we get to see your beautiful faces.
Bye-bye.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye. You're still watching. We finished. We finished. Stop watching. Bye-bye.